This is Adobe Soundbooth, which I'm gonna use to record narration. I'm gonna click on the record button, and here that's the volume of the voice that I'm gonna be recording. Now here I'm gonna specify the sample rate. 44 kilohertz is very good quality. Channel stereo or mono. I'm gonna use stereo, but to get real stereo effect should have a good microphone, which I don't have. But anyway, I'm gonna keep it that way. That's the port of your sound card on your computer. So in my case, it's Connexent high definition. In your case, it's probably different, unless you have the same laptop as I do. Alright, and that's the file name. And where I'm gonna record, I'm gonna do that on the desktop in a folder called AAA. So file name, I'm gonna call it, let's say, voice over 01. Alright, and I'm gonna start to record, and now I am actually recording. So I'm recording whatever I'm saying right now. So you can keep talking as much as you can, depending on how much space you have on your hard disk, because at some time it will stop recording if you run out of space. So I'm gonna stop now, and if I close this and press play from down here, I'm gonna start to record, and now I am actually recording. So I'm recording whatever. Alright, so I'm gonna save this now and use it in After Effects. Now here I can apply some effects more than I can in After Effects. Alright, so if I go to the effects rack, you get it from here, then you can choose different effects that you can apply. For example, let's choose something. Okay, now whenever I choose an effect, it's going to add a few presets together. So I chose Sci Fi Sounds. Then you would sound like an alien when you do that. Alright, I'm going to remove it, so you can play around with it depending on how much until you're happy. Another way to do it is to go to Effects. Let's say that I want to add some vocal enhancer. If I play, space you have on your hard disk, because if I want to compare whether the effect that I added is good or not, I can click here to turn it on and off. Right, so it will stop recording if you run out of space. It didn't do much. I'm gonna start to record, and now I am actually recording. So I'm recording whatever I'm saying right now. Alright, so at the beginning it was off, so I clicked on settings to actually specify something. So male, if I choose female, so you can keep talking. You don't turn into a female, but you get something out of it. Music, as much as you can, depending on how much space you have on your hard disk. Yeah, actually male is good because it strengthens out your voice a little bit. So I'm gonna keep it, and let's choose something else. Let's choose reverb, and here settings. It's too much, so I'll reduce the amount. I'm gonna start to record. So it creates some echo to your recording whatever I'm saying right now. So you can keep talking as much. Actually, I'm gonna remove the reverb because I'm gonna add it in After Effects. So delete. Let's say that I'm happy with what I have. I'm gonna choose File. By the way, if you want to cut out a part, let's say this part here, because at some time it will stop recording if you run out of space. So let's say the last section, I want to remove it. So I'll just select it and press delete, right? And now I'm gonna start to record. Alright, so once I'm happy with what I have, I'll choose File, Save As, and I will save either as MP3 or WAV, preferably MP3. Why? Because of the lower disk space that this would occupy. Alright, and I'm gonna save it here in a folder of my creation. So I'll call it voice over 01 MP3. Okay, now the bitrate is the quality of the MP3 file. 320 is great, that's the maximum so far. I can go down to 128, but this will reduce the sound quality a little bit. In case you are really serious about what you have, especially if you have a good microphone. Because with this microphone that I'm using, it's not really great anyway. So in case you are using a studio microphone, you should keep it set to 320. I'm going to actually keep it set to 320, although 128 would be also good. Best quality and stereo, and I'll choose save. Depending on the length of the file, it would take a few seconds to a few minutes. And now I'm going to go to After Effects and add this sound file here. So I saved this in this folder. So I will choose MP3, and there it is. So I'll press open, and I'll bring it down here. And if I RAM preview this, I'm gonna start to record, and now I have it in After Effects available for me. So now I'm gonna actually add effects in After Effects for this sound file. First, what can we do with this? If we open the audio, we have the audio levels and we have the waveform. That's the waveform that we had in soundbooth. All right. So what do we use the waveform for? We can't edit the waveform directly, but we can use it for something, to visualize something. The audio levels, it says +0 decibels, dB. Decibels is the unit for sound intensity. Now, 0 doesn't mean that you have no sound. 0 means that you didn't change the original sound volume or level, right? So in case I want to make my file, my sound louder, I would increase that value. And I would RAM preview this. So I'm recording whatever I'm saying. If you want to decrease that, you would decrease the audio levels value. So now it's negative value, so -10 decibels. And it would sound like this. You can keep talking as much as you can. Okay, so this is how you change the volume. In case you wanted to fade in your sound, you animate the audio levels. So I start, for example, at -30. So now you see that the waveform almost disappeared because of the lower level, right? So that's at the beginning, in case you wanted the sound to fade in. You go 1 second later, and you set it to 0, and it will be animated. So down here, if I zoomed in, I see that it's gradually starting to increase in volume, right? So if I play this with RAM preview, I'm gonna start to record. It increased in volume. And to remove that, you can uncheck from here and reset this to 0. All right, let's add some effects. If I go to Effects and Presets, which is, I dragged it here so that you see that you can actually take any palette and drag it anywhere. So for example, I'm placing it here to see a bigger real estate of that. In case you wanted to reset, you can either bring it back down here, or you go to Reset Standard. All right, so anyway, I would expand audio, and here I have some ready-made presets. Okay, so let's say that I wanted to hear my voice backwards. All right, which is something that you rarely want to do, but let's say you got crazy one day, you got drunk, and you want to hear yourself backwards. All you have to do is just drag it over your layer down here, and if you hit play, all right, yeah, you can easily speak with a foreign language, but this is for a certain effect that you're after. For example, I don't know, a spirit appeared in front of someone and they gave them commands and so forth. So the regular viewer cannot understand the commands, but the actual actor can. So you have these waves between the spirit and the actor. And this is the sound that you would hear. In case you wanted to remove that, you open Effects and you delete the backwards effect. So let's go to Reverb. If I play now, I'm gonna start to record. Actually, this reverb effect is better than the one in soundbooth. That's why I didn't add it there. So now you get a clear reverb effect. It's like you're standing in a big hallway and it's really empty, and you hear the echo of your voice. I'm gonna start to record, and now I am actually recording. So I'm recording whatever I'm saying. So in case I was creating a movie about someone giving a conference in a big lecture hall, then I would apply the sound effect here and it would look great. It would sound great. Let's see the important ones other than reverb. Bass and treble. Bass and treble is to actually, you know what bass and treble is. You can give it more depth or make it thinner. If I increase the bass, it would actually get deeper. And now I am actually recording. So the treble will make it thinner, lighter. And now I am actually. Okay, let's remove that. Delay is to create delays of your voice. So if you say, for example, high, it would say high, and then a smaller, lower level high, and so forth. Let's preview this. And now I am actually recording. So I'm recording whatever I'm saying right. So it's to create these spooky effects where something is happening again with, you know, something in the dark whispering to something else. And I would let you preview the other ones on your own. They're very easy to play around with. And that's how I record my voice narration, put it in After Effects, and apply sound effects.